connecting you to your community. This is Chris 6 News in your neighborhood.
Hey there, happy hump day. I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. What a hot hump day it's been. Triple digits, middle 100s for some inland neighborhoods. Of course, we've got this heat alert to tell you about on deck that'll go through the rest of this evening. But what goes beyond it? Will we see some rain? That forecast is ahead.
City Hall turned courtroom. Hey everyone, I'm Drew Bishop, and I'll give you the latest from day one of the removal hearing from Mayor Paulette Guajardo.
The summer heat can be dangerous, especially for animals with nowhere to go. I'm Michelle Hoffman, showing you what you can do to help save a life.
Thank you for joining us on Chris 6 News. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. Here's a look at what we have been following across the coastal bend.
Hey everyone, I'm Drew Bishop, and Corpus Christi City Hall has been turned into a courtroom. Here's what you need to know from day one of the removal hearing of the mayor of Corpus Christi. Attorney Doug Allison, who represents the petitioners, said it bluntly in his opening statement.
And that process requires time. And again, it's tough because it's cumbersome.
Cumbersome describes day one of the mayor removal hearing. Before any witnesses, evidence, or opening statements were given, Allison and Guajardo's attorney, John Flood, argued for over an hour about what pieces of evidence would be allowed in the hearing. Once a consensus was reached, opening statements were fielded from both sides. Allison detailed what the petitioners are accusing the mayor of.
We'll talk about whether or not the mayor is guilty of misconduct, malfeasance, incompetence, inability, or willful neglect of her performance of official duties.
The petitioners allege that the mayor was aware that a group of hotel developers altered a document leading to $2 million in incentives being awarded to the hotel project. Flood addressed the issue in his opening remarks, saying Guajardo liked the project because of the economic impact it would have on the city.
Some sort of desire for my client to do something other than just see this project happen, because that's what she wanted. She liked the project. It was not about the people involved.
After opening statements, which included remarks from Mayor Guajardo herself.
The office of the mayor belongs to the people. It does not belong to politics.
The trial began with Doug Allison presenting portions of taped depositions from last year. Each portion took up a big chunk of the afternoon, which brings us back to...
It's cumbersome.
The hearing is scheduled to last 2 days, July 21st and 22nd. But if day one is any indicator of the pace of the trial, both sides will need more than a couple days to lay out their case. The hearing will resume on Thursday at 9 a.m. Reporting for Chris 6 News, I'm Drew Bishop.
Axe H2O, the company that submitted a business proposal to the city for a privately funded desalination plant, is no longer pursuing that project. As we reported on June 1st, Axe H2O submitted a proposal to build a desal facility that would produce up to 150 million gallons of desalinated water per day. Axe H2O planned to use the Barney Davis power plant as a site for the desal facility. That's where problems began for Axe H2O. That property is owned by CPS Energy. Just over a week after Axe H2O made its proposal, City Manager Peter Zanoni said CPS Energy wanted to negotiate exclusively with the city. In a statement obtained by Chris 6 News, the company says the emergency conditions that compelled their action no longer exist. The statement goes on to say that following extensive technical research, community engagement, and evaluation of the current market landscape, Axe H2O has made its decision to discontinue its pursuit of this project. They add that the conditions necessary for their business model do not exist in the current Corpus Christi environment.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. You don't need to be a meteorologist to know it is very hot today. Today, coming out to be the hottest day of the year in 2026. I said that earlier this week because each day we've been pushing that envelope. 96 before this week was the number to beat. Today, topping the records. The record to beat today, 100. Let me tell you how many inland neighborhoods smashed that. But Corpus Christi, 100, the number to beat. We'll find out with the Daily Climate Report later this evening if we officially met that number. But still, heat alerts in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. What kind of heat alert? A heat advisory shown here in orange. And also this morning, this was extended south into Kennedy County, all the way down to the valley. This means that we are feeling those temperatures really meet their max. And with the humidity, that pushes that perception, your body's perception of the temperature, into the 110s. So feeling like 110 to 114 for 2 hours or longer. The good news is we're on the up and up. This will be improving throughout tonight. But if you have plans, I'll have you covered next.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, and it's one of the hottest days of the year, and we might even see some broken records. And while most people are checking the thermostat for the air temperature, there's a hidden danger right under our feet. So I took this heat gun out to see just how dangerous it really is. In this kind of oppressive Texas heat, your skin can start burning in seconds on surfaces over 120 degrees. But what surfaces actually reach 120 degrees? Well, I took out my trusty thermal gun and started at the waterline. It reads 83 degrees there, but as I walked toward the seawall, that number jumped to a balmy 122 degrees. Yes, it's that hot right here on our local beaches. You know the sand could get hot enough to burn skin?
No, never really thought of it, to be honest with you.
Not everyone was surprised by these dangerous temperatures. Local resident Ken Adams says he's been dealing with hot surfaces all summer.
Just asphalt on the street gets that hot as well, and that's why we try to keep her off of it, except, late in the evening or early in the morning before it heats up.
I also went and tested some other hot surfaces like the parking lot, which measured 110 degrees, and it's because of temperatures on asphalt like that. Adams tells me he walks his dog at different times to avoid those temps.
We walk early in the morning and late in the evening and not in the middle of the day, and we try to keep her in the shade as much as possible when we do walk.
I started testing the sand with visitors who had no idea what they were walking on. 116 already.
Oh, wow.
While Shane was surprised by the temperature, he had already had a useful game plan to defend against this hot sand.
So we try to keep our flip-flops on. I know sometimes when you can dig in the sand, kind of get underneath that hot surface, and that kind of helps. We'll try to keep as cool and wet as possible.
I would suggest you have a plan too, until this extreme heat lets up a bit, maybe in the fall. The bottom line is the sand is hotter than it looks. So get your sandals, take some shade breaks, and make sure to keep an eye on your kids' feet. Reporting on the island, I'm Jacob Daniels, Chris 6 News.
With the dangerously high temperatures we're having, it's important to know the signs of heat-related illness. The symptoms for heat exhaustion include heavy sweating with cool, pale skin. Also look out for weak pulse and fast breathing, signs of fever, dizziness, nausea, headache, and muscle cramps. If untreated, heat exhaustion can progress to heat stroke. Now here's a look at some of the warning signs for heat stroke. Symptoms include a body temperature of 104 degrees or higher, confusion, slurred speech, rapid heart rate, and rapid breathing, headache, dizziness, nausea, and vomiting. And if you think someone is suffering from heat stroke, get medical help immediately. The Texas Department of Health says since summer began, there have been 19 heat-related deaths in the state. 8 of those happened in early July.
When temperatures soar, it's not just people feeling the heat. That's why a Chris 6 viewer reached out to me, hoping to bring attention to animals that don't have a place to escape the hot weather. Melissa sent me this message on Facebook, hoping to share some simple ways to help stray and abandoned animals stay safe this summer. The ASPCA says one of the best things you can do is leave fresh, cool water. Use ceramic or stainless steel bowls because they don't heat up as quickly. You can also add a few ice cubes to help keep the water cool. Just be sure to refill and clean the bowl every day to help prevent mosquitoes from breeding. If you'd like to leave out food, try doing it earlier in the morning or later in the evening. That helps keep the food from spoiling in the heat and reduces the chance of attracting insects. It's also a good idea to keep a small animal emergency kit in your car. Pack bottled water, a collapsible bowl, pet food or treats, a slip leash, and a cool towel. Those items can help if you come across an animal showing signs of heat stress. Experts also recommend avoiding human food. Processed or salty foods can make dehydration worse or may cause serious health problems for stray animals and wildlife. And although we use fruit to help cool us down, it's not a good idea to give fruit to animals. And if you're able, consider setting up a simple DIY shelter or providing a shaded area where animals can get out of the sun. And finally, if you see an animal in distress, don't ignore it. Contact Animal Services or an emergency vet clinic for help.
A North Beach restaurant family is mourning the loss of a woman they called Pure Sunshine. Andrea Hall Aston passed away recently. She was the longtime boss and mentor at Pier 99. Employees say she treated her team like family. They say she had a vibrant spirit and a selfless heart.
She didn't just walk into a room, she warmed it, lifted the people in it, and left everyone feeling valued. Her generosity and light will stay with all of us forever. She is truly missed.
Employees are asking the community to keep Hall Aston's family in their prayers. They say they will take things one day at a time as they navigate this loss.
Watching Chris 6, a part of the Scripps News Group.
As temperatures continue to climb, we want to remind you about a free resource to help stay cool. The city of Corpus Christi and Reliant Energy are keeping their Beat the Heat cooling centers open. Now, this is the 17th year for the program. It gives seniors and anyone else in need a safe place to escape the extreme heat. There are 4 locations spread across the city. They're located at the Ethel Early, Greenwood, Lindell, and Oville Williams Senior Centers. The program also offers financial help. If you are struggling to pay your electricity bill, you can call 211 for assistance. You can find the exact address and hours for the cooling centers online at reliant.com/beattheheat. And as part of the Beat the Heat program, you can also get a free fan while supplies last. The curbside fan giveaway will take place this Saturday, July 25th. It runs from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Lindell Senior Center. They have 400 box fans to hand out. You can also pick up family activity packets and snacks. There is a limit of 1 fan per person and 2 fans per car. Now, you must be present to get a fan. And here's what is making news today in the Lone Star State. A federal judge is stepping in after a deadly shooting involving an ICE agent in Houston. An agent fatally shot Lorenzo Salgado earlier this month. Officers detained 3 passengers after the shooting. Attorneys for passenger Jose Trinidad Rojas Pliego are now demanding his release. They say he has lived in the U.S. for decades with no criminal history. A judge is ordering the government to respond to his petition by this Friday. The judge also blocked officials from deporting Rojas Pliego while the case moves forward. FEMA is sending millions of dollars to Texas to help communities recover from recent disasters. The federal agency just approved more than $76 million for 5 states. The money will reimburse the city of Pearland for cleaning up debris left behind by Hurricane Beryl. Pearland's funding is part of a larger $76 million package for 5 states. FEMA says the goal is to help communities recover and prepare for future severe weather. SpaceX is looking to expand its footprint in Texas with a massive new project. The company is planning to build at least 1 large-scale data center in the state. Reports say SpaceX has already explored several potential sites. They are considering building new facilities from scratch or upgrading an existing warehouse. The new data center would massively increase the company's artificial intelligence computing power. SpaceX has already sent some staff to Texas to prepare for the expansion.
Hey everyone, I'm Reagan Garvin and I'm here at Teloso Midway High School. The school year has begun and that means that Operation Supply Our Students is here. Today I'm here with Matt from First Community Bank. Matt, you guys have been doing this for a long time. Can you tell me what it means to First Community Bank to help out with Operation SOS?
Well, we love partnering with United Way for Operation SOS, and like you said, we've been doing this a long time, and so to be able to give back to our community, our schools, means a lot to us.
Absolutely, and I understand that you have something here for United Way.
We do, Stephanie.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
United Way.
If you want to be a part of Operation SOS, you can text SOS to 91999. Again, that's SOS to 91999.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Let's show you the dog walking forecast brought to you by our friends over at Line-A-Yuta. Today's star, Joey Ordner. This pup walks around Nueces County, and today any walk around the coastal bend is going to be kind of tough because of that heat. So you've probably held off to the later evening time frame when it cools down. Well, you're in luck. Temperatures are going to be falling into the 80s by tonight. 86 by 9 p.m. means that between 6 and 9 we should see a huge improvement as we near sunset. Especially for the smaller, fluffier pups like this, handling the heat can be particularly tough. So let's go for shorter, more frequent walks early in the morning, later in the evening to get around that heat. Well, we might have a little bit of a break tomorrow too. It all depends on what Bertha wants to do. We've been tracking the bullseye of high pressure upstairs in the atmosphere. That's going to hang around, but it's also influencing Bertha's path depending on how the storm's intensity fares and the exact wiggle wobble along the northern Gulf Coast. That is going to determine whether this blob of rain heads to the coastal bend, and that high pressure is likely going to tear apart a lot of that. So there's a lot of fine details that will mean big changes in what we see. But I can show you this much. Heading into the overnight, we're likely to see the return of fog for tomorrow morning. 5 a.m. could be a bit patchy dense fog, we'll call it, for that morning commute, but it's going to be warm out there very soon after sunrise. By 11 o'clock in the morning, we're already in those low to middle 90s, so a little bit cooler for Thursday. And we could see a few showers as this storm nears the coastal bend and the Texas coast. That remains to be seen. Models are not doing a good job with this. I think most of the rainfall, as where I'm standing shows, will stay off of our coastline, but we'll have to watch very carefully. I would still plan for a few isolated showers as we head on into Thursday. That timing will likely be much later on Thursday evening and possibly heading into Friday morning. We'll talk about your 7-day forecast coming up.
There's exciting progress happening right now in Coyote Country. Construction on the new Alice Memorial Stadium is moving forward. New photos show the home stands are finally taking shape. Crews have also finished concrete work in several sections of the facility. The interior of the new field house is also coming together. The multi-million-dollar project is funded by a bond passed last year. It will eventually feature 6,000 seats for fans.
Kaylee's light is shining through at Driscoll Children's Hospital. I'm Jada Strayer, and Wednesday afternoon, the Culvahouse family delivered over 3,600 toys in honor of their daughter, Kaylee.
Just a few weeks ago, I met Sherry and Bo Culvahouse as they set out to collect 2,000 toys in honor of their daughter, Kaylee. Today, they did far more than that. They surpassed that goal. In fact, they came close to doubling it, delivering all of those toys to Driscoll Children's Hospital.
Our goal this year was 2,000, and we surpassed the 2,000 mark, and we have 3,637 toys. And so we're just in awe. We're overwhelmed with all the generosity and the kindness within our community and everyone that's sharing Kaylee's light.
Kaylee passed away in March of 2024. Her love for toys inspired her family to create Kaylee's Light Foundation, turning her memory into joy for other children at Driscoll.
Three Rivers ISD is looking for new ways to fund its after-school programs. The district recently lost its funding from the federal ACE grant. Schools must reapply for that money every 5 years. Three Rivers was not chosen during this latest round of funding. Superintendent Les Dragon released a statement to parents. He said, quote, although the ACE grant was not awarded, the district is working to explore other possible avenues and partnerships that may help support after-school needs. The district promises to keep families updated as new opportunities become available.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. We're tracking the exact movement of Bertha, and while we hope it'll bring us a few showers, that's going to be a very, very tricky forecast depending on the exact movement of Bertha's trek along the Gulf Coast and its intensity. A weaker storm would likely get closer to the coastal bend, and some of that rain could be stuck offshore if it gets very weak. But how about the wave action? Well, it doesn't look like we'll see a whole lot, but Thursday would be the day to watch. Significant wave height accounts for the highest third of waves. So as we head on into Thursday evening around sunset, that looks to be the peak of our waves there, and that could be close to 6 feet. We'll watch for, again, the exact movement, track, and intensity of Bertha will determine the wave action, but it's still not looking to be too disruptive there. So let's take a look at the extended forecast. Your Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network is tracking the heat out there. We'll call it a few isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder for tomorrow, taking us to the middle 90s, at 90s all week.
And that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one.